Okay, so as we talked about last video, um, we talked about the lowlands of Blythe, and this is what you see before you is the Midlands, and this is all part of the Empire of Aeolin. So, conquered lands. Uh, so this is the bottom end of the Black Mountains. They're real coal, sediment type mountains, and a lot of obsidian, volcanic rock. But underneath all that, there's a lot of, in these mountains, they're very cherished by the people who live on the sides of them because they yield a lot of gold and silver, diamonds, and so forth. Here, this is the furthest extent that the Slaters have actually gone. So you have a Slater fort that was here. That was before the Aeolin Empire rose and took over. So this wall was built here around the same time as this castle was, this fort was. So this valley here, to give you an idea of perspective how big it is like the size of Texas kind of thing. It's that big of a valley. Volcavina, sorry, was a troll controlled fort, and these trolls aren't the trolls you could think of in Terry Pratchett or the Lord of the Rings. These trolls are actually very intelligent. They range from 5'9" to 6'3", 6'4". That's their average height. And of course, you get taller ones, like almost 7 foot tall. And these guys, they're very similar in look to an orc, but they're large, intelligent. They build forests, they built cities. I just didn't put any here because with one of the kings that took over in the Aeolin Empire, he went to war against them because they attacked a couple of things in their kingdom, and he went to war against them and utterly destroyed them. Well, he didn't do it. A general that took over after he died went through and killed everybody. Up here in the corner you see it says Troll Mine. That was one of the final battles that they had. So they fought and they conquered all this, and then a lot of the survivors retreated to Troll Mine, and there the Elves, they barricaded this end of the mine, and then on this side they tunneled through the backside and hit them from both sides and basically slaughtered them. So in the timeline that I have my books in, the trolls no longer exist. They are an extinct race. It's kind of sad to think that they were wiped out, but it helps build what the story happened in my book. But anyway, so over here you have the Briva Anol forest. Hey, what's up? Sorry, I waited as long as I could, bro. But yeah. Anyway, so this is the map of my Midlands, the continent called Blythe. This is the Midlands. All right, I did the lowlands. Oh, yeah, I have I have my laptop on. It's playing some stuff. No, it's okay. It's fine. You can ask all the questions you want. What I just got through saying was this mountain range here was it's called Black Mountains. Yeah, here me just yeah, there we go. Yeah, so I'm listening to that on the side. Yeah, it's very peaceful. It's called Abandoned Forest Temple Atmosphere, and it's on YouTube. It's one of those ambient sounds. I use that a lot to write when I need to have like some sort of quiet sound. I turn on one of those and I just listen to it. So yeah, this is the Midlands of the world. Um, this side of these mountains are called. These are the bottom end of the Black Mountains. You found it? Cool. Listen to it. It's very calming. Very calming. And it separates the kingdom. Yeah, these ones are actually kind of hard to draw. You have to draw them in a zigzag, and then you just go through and you drag lines down. I learned it from oh man, I can't even think of his name now. He's on YouTube. I'll have to look it up, and I'll send you the link. Yeah, I think I think it is Questing Beast that did those mountains, and that's where I watched him, and I tried to copy him as much as I possibly could. So, yeah. Anyway, oh, these coins, yeah. So the story with these is their island. This is the coastline here. It's like down off this way, and it's a group of islands. It used to be one island called Mynabarda, and then it blew up because of volcanic eruption, and it separated, and so it's known as the Glass Isles. And there's one island in the center of all that has a kingdom that's ruled by a clan called Sylvanus, and they call their coin the Sylvan Kiju. Yeah, author sway, yeah. So like if I go to book signing, I just hand these out, and I hand sculpted this. I have another one here that I was working on called the Iluk. Yeah, it's gonna be a silver coin to go with these ones. So yeah, I make a two-part mold, and then I put it in there, and I use a two-part resin, and I make these, and then I paint them and so forth. Yeah. Yeah, the Sylvan is the one that they came up with. This is their family. That's their family symbol. Their soldiers wear it on a flag on their back. Yeah, I wanted it to look old. I wanted it to have that look and that feel like it was an ancient coin. Because if you actually look in history, the coins never were really circular until they invented, industrial kind of stuff, and presses and so forth. This is also a family symbol down here in the corner. The tree represents life and longevity, the roots of the tree and the leaves and so forth. It was supposed to be like a blossom tree, but that's as close as I got it. So, but yeah, Sylvan Kiju, and these are gonna be Eluks. That's what they're called. No, it's called green stuff. This stuff. So it's yeah, it's like $20 and you get two of these, and you get it's like 1-to-1, mix it. So you get one part this, one part that, and you mix it together, and it comes out green. And you have like 2 hours to work with it. Yeah, yeah, literally it's green stuff. Yeah. So yeah, mix it together. Yeah, I mean, I did I did a video while I was working on this one, but it was on live for Facebook. Oh yeah, man, that'd be fun. Yeah, to do like a 3D where you feel the texture of the map and so forth. Yeah, that'll be fun. Yeah, like that two-part putty. So this there is actually like toothpicks that I put together, and I made a mold. And this is actually a resin, solid resin. Yeah, I mean, if you want, it's totally cool. But yeah, so that was just going through, like, telling a little history of where certain things are. I was saying that this valley here is basically the size of Texas. If you want to get an idea how big this valley would be, in here there used to be a race of people, the trolls. They're not the typical type of troll. They're, intelligent. They actually built cities. A lot of them were taught by the elves to create, and because the elves took some of them under their wing to train them and so forth. And then when the yeah, yeah, this is where my book is based. And then on this map, there's actually two different kingdoms, but I haven't marked it out. Yeah, um, this is their main city. It's now ruins in the storyline. There is a city state to the south here called Slata, and this is the furthest they've gotten. And this is like pre-Aeolin, and Aeolin Empire is what actually has control of all of this. And there's a kingdom over here called Mordis, and it's kind of like annexed to the Aeolin Empire. Like where, which one are you? Let me see if I could pull up the chat. Hold on a second. Oh, okay. So there's this map that I have drawn, and pretty much, if I were to lay this out, um, it would go something like this. My main book is called Legends of Aeolin, and the main city is Aeolin here. It's one of the bigger fortresses on the map. So yeah, this is where the main story kind of ends up. It's where it builds off of in this map here. So Aeolin, it did start off on like a village on 9 hills, and it was Aeolin is based off of a goddess, an elven goddess, and it is said that she inhabited one of the priests, and he passed on. Aeolin, Aeolyn, and that's the main kingdom. Yeah, it started off as a kingdom, and eventually it turned into a big empire, and it conquered all this, and then including this, and then another part, the lowlands. And Yeah, the main one of the main characters. He's a human adopted by the last line of kings because his wife couldn't have children. She was poisoned by a jealous rival, so she couldn't have kids. So he went to visit a village, and in this village he found a baby child, and he adopted the child into his kingdom, and so forth. And then from there, that's where the main characters come from. But like, what exactly do you want to know that I can tell you? I don't want to give too many I don't want to give spoilers away. You know what I mean? Yeah. So this kingdom over here, um, it's a small little kingdom, but it's very warlike. But they're structured well. They have good trade because there's kingdoms to the east of them. Behind the scenes stuff. Okay, so there's kingdoms to the side here, and then there's Aelin. Aelin has legions they could send off everywhere, but they're well off enough to where they can stand on their own. But their military can't stand up against the legions, so they had to make an agreement to where they were some sort of servitude to them. But they're always planning a way to break away from them, and they are not able to during my books that I've written. And also to the north. So here's another map. This is actually a continuous map here. This is the northern part. The humans, they inhabit certain areas, but they're not too much in power through like the history of it. They were more like on the back burner. But after the human king took over, they're like, hey, we got a human king and an elven throne. The primary race is elves. But there, in my history of the world, there's actually three different types of elves. There's yeah, there's one that it's like the top tier where they're totally in tune to the dragon magic, and the dragons taught them and raised them. They look like elves, but they're more celestial, but they hunger for more power. And so the dragons didn't like it, so they banished them, and they rose a different race, which is a step down, but they were still power hungry. So the dragons just gave up and stopped creating races, and then that's when things went to heck. Anyway, so this area was first created by the alphas. There's the Vista Alphas, which were the first ones, and then there's the Alphas, and then there's the Lesser Elves. The Lesser Elves were already on this land, and they already had little towns, but the Vista Alphas came, they kind of pushed them around, and eventually they intermingled, and that they eventually went away. But there's Minotaurs, and there's Satyrs and Fauns in this as well. Those guys are, when the Alien Empire rose, they pushed those races to the north. So north of here is this one. So there's the Kingdom Valley, which used to be a powerful human kingdom. But when the Minotaurs and the Satyrs were pushed north, they kind of taxed this kingdom too much, and it caused it to collapse. Because they're north of here, they can't go any further. So the ranking of the humans goes as the standard human ranking. There's peasants, there's There's serfs, there's knights, and there's a whole hierarchy. Um, it all really depended on where you lived. Like, if you were in a town that was no, no, it's okay. Um, so yeah, this was a fallen kingdom. The Alien Empire came as far as this, didn't go any further. The hordes of the herds, sorry, of the Minotaurs would fight them back, and that's as far as they got. But up here, there's what they call the ice barrier. Um, that was created by one of the gods. It was a battle between the gods and the dragons that caused that to happen. I think I loaded a picture up um, on the forum, and it showed a picture of the world where there's a white belt around the whole thing. So, like I was saying, if you were a human, you had a choice of either you went into military service. Yep. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you either go into military service and you rise to the ranks that way, or you go into the service of whatever god you served in the area. Yep. That's embarrassing. Hold on a second. Something like that. Stop it. Excuse me a second. So there's I have a list of deities here. So if you were whatever town you lived in, where it was close to the ocean or close to the mountains, they would determine who you served and whether you become a priest there or you went to the service of the cult to protect the temple. But the majority of humans were barbaric, and they. So I want to rise to knight rank. Yeah, you could do that. I mean, it would take, because the elves are very, in my story, the elves are very distrusting of humans, because there was guys that actually tried to do that. Since they saw this human become king, they thought, oh, the elves are pushovers, so let's try to take them over. So you can do that, but they're very mistrusting. You would have to earn the trust of the elves before you actually can use their expertise. And to rise to the rank of the humans, it's very easy. Is there a name for that group? There's actually several names for the elves. There's the Maldorians. There's sorry, drawing a blank. Marothozics. There's the Cantrus. There's the Slators. There's the Valkorians. There's several different clans within the elves themselves. I didn't write any of those up yet. I was working on the ideas of those. So when you asked that question, I'm like, a little unprepared. Yeah. The Golden Fist. There is an empire to the far east that's kind of like Oriental in nature, and they're very seclusive to themselves, and they don't like any involvement with the West. They're kind of like the opposite of the elves, very mistrusting of the elves. So their kingdom's called Marsa, and they kind of like imprison you if you go there without permission, and if you have no proof of actually wanting to be there peacefully, they actually execute you, or they put you in one of their labor camps. They're very selective on who goes there, and they kind of like on their kingdom, they have a wall around their area that they built up to keep outsiders out. Um, yeah, but yeah, that's a good thought though. I think I should start building on the idea of which person tries to rise to power to take over the elves. It's a good idea. Thank you. I have to work on that one. So here's my notebook that I have drawn up. This is the far east. So. All right. Well, yeah, I tried to when I created my world, I tried to be very original. I tried. So one thing I did draw off of is languages from Sweden, like sounds and enunciations. So like this up here is Mynabarda. Some people look at me like, yeah, that's kind of hard to say. Desgrund forest. Marshes Amades. Valister. There's actually a in the history of my world, there's actually a war of attrition between the Maldorian clan and the Slators, and there's actually a battle that happens here. Like different nobles and princes sent their troops to go fight over there. It was yeah, I thought about that. Like Lake of Deblu, Malor River. Anyhow, if you think of anything that I could probably like this would just be Blue Lake. But translations into like English, whatnot. No, I haven't got around to working on that. But this is the name of a clan that they basically ran this river from the ocean to the lake. Yeah. This was also another clan, a small clan, like a minor house. Yeah. Yeah. That's how I thought about it, but I didn't really explain it that way. They called it Bleu, but the humans would Blue Lake. Um, I'm sorry. I don't know if were you still looking at that one. I don't want. Yeah, these aren't the only maps I have here. I have this one. Ooh, I could probably do that. That. That was a close-up of the map. I wanted you to see a close-up. Sorry. This stand is not very sturdy. I tried to. Dumb bipod. And then I have these two are actually of the eastern lands, so they're on the east side of Mordis. Some outposts that I created. Like Empire went there, and yeah, down my pod. Uh, one thing I don't like is how I did the trees. So I might have to erase the trees and redo them in a different manner, like you did on your map of everybody. What we did on the live chat. So. And up here is the ice barrier. It's really not passable. So Ray just kind of like builds up that part and stops. It's a lot of ruins. That's how I spell alpha. Is Alphion. I spell it differently than what you would think you'd spell alpha. And then when the Aeolian Empire actually fell, this is where the remnants retreated to. Alright, man. Have a good night. Alright, guys. Well, I'm going to try to wrap this up. For those who watched this after the live chat, hope you guys enjoyed this with all my mistakes and so forth. Please do subscribe, like, comment, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you, guys.